Joining me today on the Sunflower Stories is my colleague Lynn Smith, who is stateside for Hidden Disabilities Sunflower. How are you, Lynn?
Hello, great, thank you.
Good. And our guest today is Kellie La Follett.
Oh, I am so happy this morning. It is such a delight and really such a privilege to be with you, Chantel, this morning. Thank you. I live nestled into the foothills of Mount Hood, and my home's about an hour and a half from the Pacific coastline. And so you and I are quite some distance apart, but it's lovely to be connected today.
Can you tell us about what your health conditions are and how long you've had them?
Some disabilities people are born with, and then some step into our lives on days we've never imagined, right? And so I had a morning, I got up, fixed breakfast, packed my lunch, and headed off to school. I was an elementary school teacher, and we were having a teacher in service training. And during that training, there was a mass radiation accident that burned basically any exposed skin. So my face, eyes, neck, hands.
During the accident, were you the only one that was affected by this radiation, or did it affect many teachers in the room?
We were gathered in a school gymnasium with tables and chairs set up for an all-day in-service. Where I sat was the focal point, kind of the ground zero point from that accident, depending on what report you read. About 80 of us were burned that day. And there's been 5 of us that didn't recover from the accident, which were all grouped most tightly together.
That's so traumatic. I mean, physically and emotionally, mentally. Are you in pain all the time?
The nature of a radiation accident is the burns continue, and they continue to worsen over time. And so my pain is literally 24 hours, but growing. I don't notice the growth necessarily day to day, but every few months I'll realize, oh, I could do this a few months ago, and I can no longer do that. So the pain, it's very hot, burning pain in my eyes, but also just extreme light sensitivity, and being exposed to basically any amount of light exacerbates that pain.
It really is a non-visible disability, isn't it? Because I'm looking at you now, and it's absolutely no way that I would ever have imagined that you've been involved in such a horrific accident like that. Do you ever leave your house?
To leave my house, I have specially hand-tinted dark glasses that only allow 2% light through. I wear a black visor, and then I have a black umbrella, and then usually someone, holding my arm to help me navigate.
May I ask, was it from a like a power plant or something like that?
It was actually a broken metal halide light bulb. Metal halide lights are used to light big areas like school gymnasiums. The glass is actually the filter that prevents the radiation from escaping. Well, in this case, a volleyball had hit the light, and it flexed in, and it broke the bulb, that what we think of as the bulb, the outer glass. And so when we came into the in-service then after this had happened and sat stationary underneath that, there was no filter for the radiation.
So at the end of your workshop, was it visible for people to see?
Because it's radiation and it continues and burns and burns. It didn't peak. It's kind of, think of like getting a sunburn, and you don't realize you're getting it until like evening, right? And then, it starts really showing up and amplifying.
So you're on the campaign to get the sunflower recognized in America.
If someone's living with a disability, there's already so much happening in their lives that is difficult and hard. And what a lovely way to help honor them and do just a little something to make life a bit easier. This says something's going on that you can't see,
And I think the thing about the sunflower is that when you're wearing it, it's only to let people know that you do have a disability. There's no requirement for you to explain what that is unless you as the wearer wants to. So if somebody was thinking, oh, I don't know whether to wear a sunflower, you know, or would it make me a target, or, you know, I don't know, would it help me? What would your advice to them be about that?
Well, yes, it would make you a target. It'd make you a target for kindness. It's almost like one of the greatest mobility gifts, right? It's so simple. And as it grows in recognition, I think our world will be a kinder place.
Well, thank you so much for joining Lynn and I on the Sunflower
thank you, Kellie.
Stories. I'm sure that with your beacon of positivity, you are going to really help us spread and raise awareness of the sunflower.